Hey now, it's your boy DUVSAC Duv Sac. And for those who have forgot what Duv Sac means, it's an acronym which stands for Divine Unity versus Scandals Against Christ. That's a whole nother subject. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but this is part two about the school culture and the championship game. I'm not gonna really talk about the championship game now. Today I'm really be talking about the school culture and the atmosphere. And as a proud alumni of Holla High, I want to commend and recognize all the good. I'm not gonna say everything over there is bad, but when you weigh your pros and your cons, our cons outweigh the pros. There's more negative energy coming from the high school than positive. And it's not just in Holla High; it's in all high schools. And I even seen it and recognized it in Memphis when I was cutting hair in the city for 15, 16 years. 15, 20 years, I mean, I saw the same thing there. Because as a barber, I see y'all kids grow from 5 year old to they grown and out of school. So first pre-K, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, I'm seeing bright eyes, clear white kids who have ambitions and dreams. I want to be an astronaut, veterinarian. I heard kids I want to be a cop, a fireman. Some say I want to be a rapper. They got dreams though, people. But someone inbox me, somebody share this on the wall. Tell me, explain to me what happens to our kids from ninth grade to 12th grade. Something happens. They go from, hey, Duv Sac, how you doing? Hey, Uncle Sac, to what up, nigga? You got like, what? From ninth grade to 12th grade, I see a drastic change. They drop out of the sports that they used to play. In eighth grade, they was, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, they was playing basketball, they was playing football, they was track. In some schools, they was soccer, they was doing everything that they wanted to do, or you asked them to do. Then all of a sudden, ninth grade, we get them all this decision power. We start letting our kids make decisions, or we get them more freedom, or we try not to be so hard on them because our parents were hard on us. So we got all type of psychic reasons why we allow kids to start making decisions for themselves in the ninth grade. I'm not saying we should, keep them as babies and make decisions for a 15 16 year old. I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is that whether you realize or not, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, something is happening to our kids from ninth grade to the 12th grade. They start smoking weed, they'll start having sex, you know, they want to game bang, they wearing their hair all nappy. And, hey, I'm not knocking that. I'm in the hair profession. I sell the best hair oil on the planet, Lomo. And it's good for nappy hair or short hair. But we got to address these issues, parents, my friends, my family, my classmates. We got to address this problem, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to one of my college uh, friends early this morning. God bless all those involved in that emergency. Now, I was talking to one of my college homegirls, or my sister, Easter Star, this morning, and she said, she want to get involved. She in the city, but she want to come down and give back to this community, Marshall County and Benson County. And things are like that. We got to get involved. We got to start networking with each other, networking our resources, and things I don't know, things I know you might not know, the people I know you might not know, and the people I might not know. But we got to connect our resources and take back control of our community, man. We got to control our destiny. We cannot continue to ask the politicians. We cannot continue to rely on the government. Since I got your attention, I want you to do one thing for me right now. When has the government ever been on your side? Black folks. Since we arrived here, what was it, 1619? I think the first slave stepped foot on in America, they say, in 1619. When had the government ever been on our side or did something for the best interest of black people without resistance. If we don't resist them, if we don't speak justice, we won't get it. And our kids, they're going through the same thing. The curriculum is coming from Jackson, and that's every state capital. You know, government is over the curriculum. I think the curriculum needs to be in the hands of the superintendent, the principal, though. Those who the faculty and staff who are over our kids, who are teaching and educating our kids. I think they need to be over the curriculum, not Jackson, not some bureaucrats down in Jackson, the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the House and the Senate. They're not gonna do what's best for your kids. You know, it's just like them saying that a charter school take money from public schools. Lie. You know, let's break that down. Let me break it down to some simple terms. If Holly High is getting funding for 1,000 kids, just hypothetically speaking, using some numbers we all can relate to. If they sending 15,000 per child, and we have 1,000 kids, you know, at the rate we at now, at the alarming rate we at now, we're losing 20, 30 kids a year. Let's say 20. Let's just 50. If 50 kids out of 1,000 leave Holla High, Jackson was gonna give Holla High the money, 15,000 for 1,000 kids. If 50 kids leave, they're now gonna give Holla High the money for 9,950 kids. That's fair. Why should they get 50 the money for 50 students that's no longer there? That's crazy. But if those 50 kids go to a public charter school, that money transfers there. I see nothing wrong with that. I'm with good schools. I'm with good education, not mediocre education, not mid-range education. I'm for whatever school gonna give our kids the best education, the best environment. And I speak on charter because I know those who have recently sent their kids to charter school. And at first I had problems with that. I shut off until I did my research, I did my homework, and I realized I had been lied to by politicians. You know, the first thing they're gonna tell you is that charter schools taking money from the public school system. That's a lie. In a sense, it's taking it from it, but it's not money that's owed to you. The students are no longer there. Why should you get the money? Well, let me break something down to you. See, what they ain't telling you that is out there 15,000 per child that the government, that the Jackson is giving our school. They're not spending the whole 15,000 on your child education. It's used for other things, retirement, pensions. You know, the budget. They do what they it's up to their discretion. They do what they want to do with it. Well, ain't nothing wrong with charter schools. I've talked to kids now, not the parents, not these bureaucrats. I have talked to students who still live here but go to a charter school, and they love it. They say they love learning. The atmosphere is conducive to learning. Hmm. I said, well, so you trying to tell me that Holla High, my alumni, is you couldn't learn there? Is there just too much going on? You know, you got some that want to bang. You know, you got some that want to go and lock in the bathroom and smoke dope. And before I go any further on that, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I didn't smoke in high school. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. I don't think I tampered with marijuana until I was in college at Russ. But I didn't smoke in high school. I was a nerd, but I was like what they call them, student athlete. You know, I consider myself a nerd and a jock. I had the both of both worlds. I had the best of both worlds, and that's what I tell kids: be a jock. That's cool. Do your athlete. If you're good at it, do it. But them books is important, man. Them books come first. You know. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite and tell students or young kids or even my own child that you shouldn't smoke weed and be a hypocrite about it. So that's all I'm gonna say that. So I'm gonna say that like right now. Give me a minute. That's a black though. Some gonna say you're being a hypocrite, Zach. No, I'm not being a hypocrite. Things that we was allowed to do in the 80s and 90s, kids of today can't do. Y'all can't spit and break down a perfecto and cut a block and smoke weed. You going to jail. You getting a real charge. Back in our day, they probably been a juvenile charge. Y'all getting a grown folk charge. Yeah, you getting charged as an adult. So the things that we could do in the 90s, y'all can't do no more. You know? And this is something I told my own son, you know what I'm talking about? Hey man, if you come out of high school with a limited education, not quite sure what you want to do in life, but one thing for sure, you're already addicted to marijuana. And in the 90s, they wasn't too much testing piss and testing for drug screening like they're doing now, man. So if you don't go to college, if you don't have a trade, and you have to resort to factories and other jobs, man, they gonna test your piss. So you ain't gonna get a job. And that's all I'm trying to get all people to see is that I don't know what somebody hacked my system. I don't know what the word that was just popped up on my screen. But anyway, you coming out of high school, no a limited education, no degrees, no skills, and you're piss dirty. You already disenfranchised, young man. Y'all already disenfranchised. Stop it. You know, if you're 15, you ain't never smoked a blunt, you can't miss what you ain't never had. Stop letting these rappers, like myself and others, influence you to smoke marijuana. They grown. You know, they already made the mistakes. I tell you what, ask those in your family, uncles, cousins, daddies, mothers, did they play in class? Did they take it serious? Did they think it wasn't cool to be a nerd? And if they did that, what would they say today to you? I'm sure most of them that I talk to, they regret it. They wish they had to pay more attention. They wish they wish they had to excel to their best potential. Because now they out here in between jobs or just not getting the solid ground with your feet at 30 and 40. You know what I'm talking about? Because you played in high school. You didn't take advantage of your education. Free education. You didn't take advantage of it. So we have to. And that's, in this part too, and I really just want to talk about the culture over there high, man, other high schools. I see some people from Sand Flat, HW Val, they weighed in on the wall on my last speaking. So I'm just weighing in and expanding on we got to do more, y'all. We got to come together as parents, as family folk, and take the destiny of our people back in our own hands, you know. We cannot continue to allow the government to dictate to us our curriculum. And that's another thing I like about charter schools. The principal has sole power over the curriculum and what he or she does with that budget. And that's something important right now. You know, like in 2018, I think Afro American studies should be more emphasized more in the schools. That's something we did in the past. You know, when we were first freed and when we educated ourselves, uh, our history was first. Now they watering down our history. Now, they done took the word slave out of some history. Some states and took the word slave out of the history books, like the shit never happened. You know, these new leaders want to pretend like they forefathers wasn't as evil as they were. You know, and they on TV every day they try to prove to you that they ain't evil, which they are. You know, so those all kids. That's our alumni. That's our city, and we got to be more responsible for it. We can't keep pointing the finger at others. You know, because I said it in my lyrics years ago when I first started rapping. Man, education starts at home. Look in the mirror and judge your own. You know what I'm saying? We cannot keep pointing the finger at others because shit we ain't doing. You know. But our kids, there's something going on, y'all. I just want you to think about that, you know. And I'm gonna leave you on that note. I ain't gonna hold you much longer. I see we have about 10 or 15 minutes. I ain't gonna hold you much longer, but I'm just gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Something's going wrong with our kids from the ninth grade to the 12th grade. We got to think hard and long about that and decide what we're gonna do about that. Are we gonna accept that as that's the way it is, or we gonna stand together and do something about our kids? Because every child out here that's cutting up, for every drug dealer, for every gang banger, for every young man that ain't in his child life, for every young man that's abusing his woman at home, those, for all those ills of society, that's somebody's child and grandchild. So if we just stood up and took care of those in your family, we can that's the first start of cleaning up the community. That's my thoughts. But like I said, I ain't gonna hold you much. Think about it. Inbox me. Put it on the wall. Share. Hey, let's converse. Let's see what's the problem from the ninth grade to the 12th grade. What's going on? It ain't just high culture. It's all high schools culture. It's in the black community, and that's my concern today. And before I go, I'm gonna leave on this note. I need my brothers, my sisters, with all this light. Stand up. Do what your forefather, do what your founder did. Worked in the community every day. Even my sororities and frat brothers and sisters. Let's get together and do what the founders, our founding fathers and sisters, wanted these organizations to be. And if we stood up and unified our efforts, the community wouldn't be in the shape it is now. So it ain't about just riding around with all this light on your cars and wearing these t-shirts and hats. You know what I'm talking about? Caps and t-shirts and charms. It ain't about that to me. You know what I'm saying? It's the substance. What's in the man? What's in the woman? So let's get together, all these black organizations. Let's get together and improve our communities. All right? Say no more. One love, baby.